What is happening, everybody? Welcome to episode number 2 of Something About Games. My name is Sumaju, and with me, as always, is Finn Steele.
Konnichiwa.
Hey, how you doing, Finn? You good?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Disappointed that there was no more Japanese after the konnichiwa.
Yeah, I haven't learned too much. That's the one word I know.
Yeah, I haven't learned too much, meaning you haven't learned
I haven't learned
any apart from one word.
Yeah, maybe a couple of others, but that's about it. It's all I got so far.
Bad words?
No, just regular words.
Oh, man. Right, before we get going, thank you for everybody for listening to last week's episode number 1. Whether you listen to it on your podcast service of choice or whether you watch the video on YouTube, we really appreciate that. We also appreciate you to subscribing to our YouTube channel and also following us on our new Twitter.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Much appreciated. Hey,
Yeah, for sure.
Ask me how I am again.
Oh, okay. Hey, Finn, how are you?
Yes, I'm good, thank you.
I didn't even hear anything.
Did you hear it? Oh,
No, it didn't play.
it's okay. Genki da yo arigato is what it says.
The most Japanese.
Oh, yeah.
The most Japanese I've ever heard ever.
It's probably the completely wrong pronunciation, but yeah. Genki da yo arigato. There we go. Perfect Japanese.
The poshest Japanese person of all time.
Yes. Konnichiwa. Well, Japanese people.
Wow. What? There are no Japanese people listening to this podcast.
Oh, shame.
Oh, man. Finn.
Yes.
So what have you been playing since we spoke last, which was only last week, 7 short days ago?
Yeah. I finished off the Mario Bowser's Fury game on Switch, which is very good. Got all the shines, got 100%. It only took about 5 hours or so. Large and short, just a nice little add-on for a 3D world, but it's very good. If you got 3D world anyway, it's well worth giving it a play. Yeah, it's just a nice, short but sweet 3D Mario experience, and
yeah, it's really good.
Yeah,
another quality offering from the Switch.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. And 3D world is good anyway, so just buy it either way.
There you go.
Anyway.
It's still full price because Nintendo and their games never go down in price. So
it was a port of a Wii U game essentially, other than the Bowser's Fury.
Yeah,
but still, it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Other than that, a bit more Beat Saber, beating more sabers, which is still excellent. And other than that, the game we spoke about last week, of course, Yakuza 0.
Yep.
We'll talk more about that in a moment, I'm sure.
Yes, we definitely will.
Yes, I'm enjoying that a lot. I think that's about it for this week. How about yourself?
I've been playing Pikmin 4.
Nice. Oh yeah, I saw you were playing that actually. How was it?
Yeah, it's really good. Like, I'd never played Pikmin before, and I saw people talking about it on the internet. I was like, oh, I'm going to try the demo because I saw there was a demo. Played it, fell in love with it, literally went out and got it the next day. And yes, I'm so glad that I did because it's just so good. I don't know how Nintendo do this. They just keep making these amazingly cute games that just have a very addictive gameplay loop, and they just seem to pull it off all the time.
Yeah,
but it's very, very good. I've never played a Pikmin game before, and I'm so glad that I'm playing this one. I'm taking my time with it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm sort of looking to 100% every little area.
Nice.
So I could go to the next area now, but and I think I might need to, and then go back. So I'm about 3% off doing 100%, but I need to be able to have more Pikmins to be able to actually do it.
Yeah, cool. Ow.
So that's where I'm at with it at the minute, but it's really, really good. And yeah, there's so much to it, but they've done it in a way where it's not overcomplicated, and I'm all about that.
Yeah, that's good. I played the first 2 on Wii. I think they re-released it for the Wii, and I enjoyed those 2 as well. So yeah, I would like to play a 4th one at some point.
Yeah, it's really, really good, and I'm super happy that I decided to. I'm super happy that I decided to download the demo first of all, and then yeah, the decision was made almost straight away because I just loved it.
Yeah, we need more
And
demos. We don't really get demos very often these days,
no
but it
demos.
really does help. Like,
Oh, massively! Like I wouldn't have bought Pikmin 4 if it wasn't for being able to play the demo first.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's not like we're getting hours and hours out of demos like we did back in the day. Like used to play the demo that you got with the official PlayStation magazine, just a whole heap, like so much. It was like it's like having another game.
Yeah, it's playing it again and again and again.
Yeah, the
That's great.
glory days.
Yeah, the good old days.
Oh man, I used to love getting the demo with the official PlayStation magazine.
Yeah, I the demo that came with the console with like the 3D dinosaur on it.
Yeah.
Tech demo.
What else was on that demo?
I think Wipeout maybe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think now. Yeah, it's like
Destruction Derby, perhaps?
maybe yeah, Crash Bandicoot maybe.
Hmm.
Don't remember.
Crash Bandicoot wasn't a launch game, was it?
I don't know actually. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Can't remember. It's been a
Either
while.
way,
Been 20
demos
years.
awesome.
Yeah, good times.
So good. So good. So yeah, so I've been playing Pikmin. I bought this game called The Ramp. I put a like a little 30-second video of it on our Twitter earlier on.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And it's literally I'd never heard of it before. And I was perusing the eShop just a couple of nights ago. And I picked up 3 games. I'll tell you about them in a sec. The Ramp was one of them.
Sweet.
And basically it's a skateboarding game, but it doesn't have objectives, doesn't have high scores, bloke. And it's there's no sort of anything like that. There's no sort of game progression or anything. It's
Yeah.
literally here's 4 levels and a brief tutorial. Just go and skate and have fun.
Wow.
There's a chilled lo-fi hip hop soundtrack in the background. Just go play.
Nice.
And
Apologies.
it's really, really good.
Apologies for the Discord notification there. But yeah, that sounds cool. I like just chill out games. You can just sit down and not think and just maybe listen to a podcast in the background or something.
Exactly, yeah. And you could just lose yourself in it. Like you could go on a good run and it's just so it's it's very cliche at this point, but it's one of those easy to play, difficult to master type games.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's really, really good. Yeah, check out the brief 30-second video that I put on Twitter at About Games Pod. And yeah, see what you think. It's only like it's 99p on the Switch store at the minute on the e-store.
Bargain.
So 2 other games that I bought, again, really cheap. I'm just gonna grab my Switch here.
Okay.
I bought a game called Paratopic.
Oh yeah, I played it actually. Pretty good.
Yeah, it looked really good. And I was reading the reviews and stuff for it, and there was a lot of praise for it, and it was like 70p. So I was like, okay, that sounds good. And I bought another game, and I think you've talked about this game before called Golf Club Wasteland.
Yeah, that's really good as well. Very cool.
And that was less than £1 as well.
Bargain.
So there's a lot of crap on the eShop for sure.
Yeah.
But I thought, yeah, those 3 games for less than a coffee.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I
And
remember you talking about Golf Club Wasteland not that long ago, actually, I don't think.
Yeah, short while ago.
But I remember you saying that it was good, and I thought it looked really good. So, yeah, I'm going to give that a go in a little while as well. But I'm finding a lot of time for playing Switch at the minute. I have times like this when days are just sort of passing by, and you find you're at work, and then the next thing you know, you're just in bed. So I just play my Switch and yeah, have a good time with it.
That's cool. Yeah, Golf Club Wasteland is really, really good. The atmosphere in that is excellent.
Yeah.
But yeah, well worth playing. So it's Paratropic actually. It's like a old school PS1 game, but like the horror elements. It's very short, but I think I played it on Xbox. I think it was Xbox. But yeah, I got some achievements for it.
Cool.
So yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it looked really good. I thought it looked very PlayStation 1-ish.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah. So also, and this is because of a guy on Twitter. He was playing it. I decided to jump into the Pathless.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's really good. I don't know if you've played it or not, but it's really cool. It's weirdly relaxing, but also oddly stressful. Not stressful, but just I can't explain it really. It's a really good game. It's from Annapurna. They do great games anyway.
Let's try.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but it's really, really good. So if you've not played the Pathless on PS5, definitely do. It's really, really good.
Nice. Sounds good.
But yeah, otherwise,
Two good recommendations there.
Yeah, I've been playing some old school stuff again. I'm really in the mood for all of that at the minute. I'm in the mood for old games.
Nice. Yeah, me too.
Also, actually, remember last week we were talking about EA Sports Big,
Big.
and I mentioned that I wanted to get NBA Street Home Court.
Oh yeah.
Well, I got it.
Oh, nice. Excellent.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to jumping into that.
Cool.
They don't make sports games like that now.
No, they should. They're the sports games I played, the fun ones.
Yeah. There's a cool American football one coming out.
That,
is from the same people that did like the 3-on-3 NBA games that came out recently through 2K.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Saber Interactive. And I saw a trailer for it earlier on. It looked really, really good.
Awesome.
But yeah, otherwise, I have been playing the game that we spoke about last week.
Excellent.
For our monthly challenge. So I guess it's time for a progress report.
Yes, let's do it. Etc.
There we go. That's the progress report jingle.
Yeah, it is. Let's make it run longer and find a way to turn down the volume. Yeah, we'll figure it out for next week.
We'll figure it out. It's a work in progress. We've only been doing podcasting for however long. But, yeah. So Finn, let's start with you. How's your? Because it's the first time you've played it, right?
Yeah. It's really good. I'm enjoying it a lot. It's a very me game, you could say.
Okay.
Which we've spoke about a lot on the Games Graph podcast, which is essentially a very Japanese inspired game.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. It's very story heavy, a lot of speaking.
Yes.
Which I'm a fan of. The story is really cool. I'm doing a lot of side missions because as you run around the city, some people just approach you and say, "Hey, I need help with this thing."
Mm-hmm.
For example, I helped a dominatrix be more assertive, which is a lot of fun. Also, became a director.
It's the most Yakuza thing ever, as well. By the way,
it's so good. You've got to like pick options. Like it gives you options to pick because that won't be most appropriate choice in this situation. It's very funny. I also became a director of a TV studio briefly.
That's good. That one is. Yeah, I've done that one.
Yeah, so you got to get the erasable. So naturally, I picked up the eraser. Like, wait, put it down on the dinner table. It's like, oh wait, that doesn't make sense. Just very funny. Yeah, and it's beating a lot of people up. There's a lot of punching, lots of kicking, lots of just fighting. I like how Kazuma doesn't kill people, but he will slam your head in the door full force and then kick the door. So yeah, he won't kill you, but he will paralyze you for life.
Yeah, let's teach you a lesson. That's what that is. It's to teach you a real lesson.
Yeah, we will drop kick you through a window of like the 10th floor. But he didn't kill him. It was gravity that killed him. It's fine. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of bowling as well. Bowling is very addictive. I tried to play.
So you've been sucked into the world, haven't you?
I have. I'm playing a lot of side stuff as I normally do with these games. I tried to play Mahjong and Shogi. Didn't understand what the hell I was doing.
No.
Like, oh, I quit. Not playing this. I'm done with this. But no, it's so much fun. There's a lot to do. There's playing some arcade games as well. I was playing Space Harrier and
okay,
It's very fun. It's very Shenmue. I like that a lot.
Very Shenmue, yeah.
Because obviously it's made by Sega, so it's some classic.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. And story-wise, I'm on chapter 2. I think I'm near the end of chapter 2.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah.
So have you done the? I can't remember which chapter it's in, but you basically fight your way up. You fight your way up a big skyscraper type building, and
Yeah,
then eventually you fight a dude at the end of that.
yeah, the boss guy. Yeah, he kicked my ass a bunch of times, but
Mm,
but I got there. But yeah, I've done that part.
okay, yeah,
Okay, how about yourself? How are you enjoying it?
I really like it. I think the one thing I love about it is the design of the game.
Yeah,
I think the world is like it's weird because this is a few years old now, Yakuza Zero,
yeah,
but it looks absolutely stunning.
yeah. That's great.
Like the way that the world is designed, the way that the city is lit up. I mean, this game's set in the 80s, I believe. This one,
Yeah, yeah, 88, same year I was born.
yeah. And the way that the way that the game is designed, the textures, the characters look insanely good.
Yeah, really good.
Like there's just the little details in their faces, you know what I mean? Like the little indents in their skin and stuff like that. It's mad how detailed it actually is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is very, very story heavy.
There's a lot of talking going on.
A heap of talking, and obviously it's not going to be for everybody because it is in Japanese.
Yeah,
There's no English translation on this one. I believe there is on some of them, but it's not on this one.
yeah. I think with a game like this, where everything is so Japanese and it's set in Tokyo, I
Yeah.
think it makes sense. Like, I'm almost always dubs over subs.
Hmm.
Um, but I think in this situation, in these games, it's one of the few occasions where I think I'd prefer to play it in Japanese anyway.
Sure. I feel like it adds to the atmosphere of the game.
Yeah, yeah. But no, I love it.
Did you do
Oh,
karaoke?
of course. I bet karaoke
Yeah.
and some dancing, disco dancing.
Yeah. I don't know if I've done disco dance. Oh, I have done disco dancing for sure.
Yeah,
Also, one thing I did notice that you'd done is watched because the achievement came up on my Xbox home screen that you'd done it
yeah.
was
It's the achievement.
watched a racy video.
Yeah, it's for the achievement, naturally. In fact, the achievement is called "I did it for the achievement."
Yeah.
Uh, but no,
But
I was
it's a very unique game,
yeah,
and you know that it's going to be outrageously long, even longer if you do all of the side stuff as well.
yeah. It's that's one of the reasons I played it on Xbox because I knew I wasn't going to get the platinum trophy because it would take whatever 100 hours to do,
Yeah,
and you need to get good at like Mahjong, which I just, no,
yeah, no,
I can't. My
no.
brain doesn't work like that. Um, but yeah, and it looks great on Xbox. I think Yakuza 6 has had a patch for Xbox to make it run to 60, but not on PlayStation, which is weird.
Right, okay. So I know it's in Dolby Vision because I saw the
Mm,
Dolby Vision thing come up on my TV when I was playing it a couple of days back.
yeah, but no, I'm
But
really enjoying it, and yeah, I was curious. Okay, I went in there. I was like, okay, how can this be? It wouldn't let me in at first, and then I had to do some things, and I tried again to let me in. And yeah, it's weird. It's just a video of like an actual real person in their bikini, just kind of there. It's like, oh, okay,
yeah, the things that they've thought of to put in this game are yeah, out there. I think it's probably the best way to describe it. It's out there.
yeah. And the collectible, you pick up collectible cards which have women on them, and just like to get set of three of each lady, and to get slightly more racy as you go on.
Yeah, it's very 80s and it's very Japanese.
Yes, exactly. Very much so.
I did a side mission yesterday, and it was basically I was literally just walking down the street, and a girl was like, "I need you to pretend to be my boyfriend because I've lied to my dad and said I have a boyfriend."
Oh, I haven't done that one yet.
Yeah, so you have to go sit in a restaurant with this girl's dad.
Nice.
It's so stupid, but like some side missions. Because obviously I want to get through the story because we've got until like the end of this month to get through it.
Yeah,
So some of the side stuff I'm like trying to bypass a little bit,
that's
but
fair.
some of it I just can't. I can't say no because I'm
Yeah.
so intrigued by the stupidity of it that I'm like, well, I have to see what's going to happen now.
Yeah, it's crazy. Um, I did one, some kid bought a video game, but had it stolen, so I had to chase down the thief, but that thief had got robbed by someone else, so I had to go chase that thief. And I kept going on and on. And Kazima was like, "Oh, fuck's sake."
Yeah,
I just kept going and going. But that was funny. Um, but yeah, it's insane, and I love it. It's so
yeah,
good.
it's really really good, and I'm on chapter 4.
Cool.
I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, I'm on chapter 4. Playing as the dude with the eye patch at the minute.
Yes. Awesome.
So yeah, it's very, very, very good, very enjoyable, very funny, very the combat's great. It's like it's overly they make it sound overly complicated when really it's literally just hammering X and Y.
Yeah. X X X Y. Maybe B to throw
Maybe
people around.
B occasionally, yeah, to
Slam
throw.
first. Yeah. Like suplex someone. I always like it. Always appreciate when like wrestling moves turn up in non-wrestling games. Like
Yeah.
that. Speaking of
Yeah, yeah,
wrestling,
there's always suplexes in there.
yeah,
Like
uh,
that would happen in a real life fight. You just hit somebody with an overhead belly to belly in a street.
yeah, I love it. Speaking of actually, in Yakuza 6, you get some New Japan guys showing up. Like Okada's in there and some few others. It's just pretty cool.
That's cool. That's a very Japanese thing to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a very Japanese thing to happen. Do you think you'll get that far? Do you think you'll get to Yakuza 6?
I'd like to. I'm really enjoying Zero. I knew I'd like it anyway because it's just one of those, it speaks to me. It's a me game,
For sure, yeah.
easily. Um, but yeah, I'm glad I chose this game because it's like, finally, I knew I was going to have fun with this, and I am. And I'm not going to play them like one after another because that would take forever and I might get burnt out.
Oh, you'll definitely get burnt out.
Yeah, but I like to dot in another one. I'll play a few games and jump into a Yakuza game,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth.
It gives you a chance to then miss that world. You know,
Yeah,
if you do something else for a little while and then go back into Yakuza, but it's what is cool about it is how you're going to see the city evolving throughout the games as actual time goes on.
yeah, because it's always set in the same place,
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah. But obviously, it's going to evolve with the time.
Hmm, absolutely.
So it's pretty cool that is going to be the case. I would love to play through them all. I don't think I ever will,
Yeah, that's fair.
but I would absolutely love to because they're great stories. But don't forget you've got Judgment in there as well, which is set
Yeah,
in the same universe,
yep.
and then you've got Like a Dragon.
Hmm.
And it's I don't know if there's I mean, there will be an order to play them all in. I'm sure of it,
Yeah,
like
I
a
think it's
timeline order.
I think it's 0 through 7, and then I don't know when Judgment takes place. So yeah, not sure.
I think Judgment's a bit more modern.
Yeah, I think so.
I think
Hmm.
because there's two of them as well, isn't there?
Yeah, it's a Judgment and Lost Judgment.
Yeah, real original.
Yeah,
Yeah, Judgment and what, Lost Judgment.
more Judgment.
Yeah, that's the third one. More Judgment.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they look great as well. But
yeah,
yeah, there's a lot of Yakuza. If that's all you want to play, then you're set.
yep. And all in Game Pass. Just grab Game Pass, and you're good.
That's
All your
true.
good
Yeah.
games right there.
Are you a little bit disappointed that it's taken you this long to play them?
Yes. I sort of like I've had them for ages. I was like, I should have played these some a long, long time ago.
Hmm,
But I'm glad I finally found an excuse to play them, which is great.
good.
Yeah.
Good. And I'm glad that you picked it. I was cursing you a little bit the other day when I was sitting there and I was just reading walls and walls of text. I was thinking, God damn it, Finn. I've got to get through this by the end of August. I'm going to be reading this until the end of August at this rate. But when I play it, I'm really into it. I'm really interested in the story. I think the characters are really interesting. There's a lot of really stupid stuff going on that detracts from the serious nature of the story.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it's really
totally.
great.
Yeah.
It's really great. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I knew you
Yeah.
would.
Me too.
Yeah. I'm going to pick something real crap for you to play for the
Next
next challenge.
time. Platinum Super Meat Boy. No.
Oof. No, because that means I have to do it as well, and I have not got that in my locker.
Yeah. It's one of the things I would love to do, but I don't know if I have the sanity for it. Not after Crash 4. Crash 4 about broke me. I think Super Meat Boy would just
Yeah.
finish me off.
Yeah, and things don't break you that easy,
Yeah.
but that nearly did you in, didn't it?
Yeah. That's insane. It's like the time trials are so tight to get like no one would naturally play the game that way. You have to take shortcuts and essentially break the game to get get the right the faster times. It's insane.
They wanted to break your spirit.
They did. They succeeded.
Oh man. Cool. So yeah, that was this week's progress report.
Yeah. Am I jingled again? Okay. I wasn't ready. Okay. Yeah. We'll get better as it goes on.
For sure, yeah. Yeah. Remember that jingle we used to have, well, that music we used to have for Games of the Month? That
Oh yeah.
stupid music that we used to have.
That's from Deadly Premonition. I think the song was called
Yeah.
Life is Beautiful.
And it
Great.
was so funny. Like just to
Yeah.
hear it playing over the top of that. Bring
It's a
it
good
back.
Yeah, we'll bring it back for next time.
Yeah, we'll bring it back for next the next Games of the Month
Yeah.
in a few
Good
weeks'
times.
time. Oh man. Right. So what we were going to do is basically what we wanted to do was do like a top 5. So on the weeks where we haven't got new game releases and there isn't much gaming news to speak of, we were going to do sort of top 5s.
Yeah.
So we are going to do that in just a little while. But Finn, I want to talk to you about the new Switch. So apparently dev kits are in the hands of developers now.
Yeah. I think it's time. In fact, I think it's been time
Yeah,
for a couple of years now.
a
Yeah.
couple of years.
Yeah. It's the Switch is showing its age, there's no doubt. Like obviously the games are still excellent, like Zelda,
Hmm.
Pikmin 4 have been excellent. But it's like one of those things like it's great on the Switch, but imagine how even even better it would be if it was on, more modern hardware.
Yeah.
It'd be insane. So I think it's time. I'm glad it's happening now.
What are you expecting from it? Like, what do you think they're gonna do? Because obviously, Nintendo are not normal.
Nintendo gonna Nintendo. I think it's gonna
Yeah.
be similar to the Switch. I don't think it's gonna be like a PS5 or Xbox Series X equivalent by any means.
No.
I think it's still gonna be a handheld because that's one of the big, well, probably the biggest selling point of the Switch.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, I imagine a more powerful system version of what we've got now. Basically, I think.
And I think
Probably
that's all it
4K.
needs to be, right?
Yeah, like a 4K handheld ready. Yeah, just another portable system. I think it'd be good.
Yeah, because obviously, with this whole Activision, Blizzard, Call of Duty agreement thing, they've obviously struck a deal with Nintendo to have Call of Duty on Nintendo consoles. Now, we
Mm.
know full well that it's not running on a Switch.
Yeah, yeah, easily.
You might get a version of Call of Duty running on a Switch, but it's certainly, yeah, you know what I mean? It wouldn't.
Yeah, it'd be like the Wii versions of the Call of Duty games. It'd be like dumbed down.
Yes.
Yeah,
And nobody wants to play that.
no.
So you've got to imagine. I mean, for me, it has to still be handheld
Yeah, definitely.
because for me, that's the biggest reason to even have a Switch.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong, the Nintendo, well, that and the Nintendo first party games that are always a very high quality, and it's still a very high quality now, even with the Switch sort of having the hardware limitations that it does have.
mm.
Um, so I think it just, a Switch 2 with better hardware is probably all it needs to be.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think they need to
But
tack on any new gimmicks. Like now with super VR without glasses, it just beams straight into your brain. Like no, just because yeah, because the Wii obviously then had the game pad to the Wii U, and then they got the detachable controllers, but they don't need anything else. That's detachable controllers make sense. They work. That's all we need. We don't need any new gimmicks.
yeah, I feel like Nintendo peaked with the Switch. Like
Yeah,
I don't honestly see how it actually gets any better than that.
no, no, you're right. It's perfect. It's what we need. It plugs into the TV, so it's a TV home console. You take
Mhm.
it out, it's handheld. Got detachable controllers. If you want to play with a friend, playing a simple game, you give one of the controllers to someone else, play it
Yeah.
sideways. It's great.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, you take it away with you, like,
Yeah,
and gives you a good opportunity to actually finish games.
yeah, exactly.
You know, when I went away last year, I took my Switch with me, and I finished Kirby in the Forgotten Land.
Nice.
You know, like I take my Switch up to bed with me at night, and now I'm playing through Pikmin 4. You
Awesome.
know, so the handheld aspect of the Switch is the biggest selling point for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I hope that they don't detract too far from what we currently have.
Yeah. It's probably more on par with what's it called? The Steam Deck.
Okay.
I'd say it's like a portable PC, which is pretty
Yeah.
powerful. It's not like well, it's obviously not PS5 quality and all that stuff, but
No.
it will play most PC games as they come out. I think it'd be similar to that. It'll play most, modern games just fine.
Yeah, I think it has to be OLED as standard. I think
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
um, the screen size for the OLED version of the Switch is perfect. To be honest,
Yeah,
any bigger than that, it probably becomes difficult to hold for a normal human being, especially
yeah,
for a kid.
makes sense.
So yeah, I just hope they don't stray too far away from what we already have. They don't need to. They could literally bring out a Switch. They could literally call it the Switch 2 and it'd be fine.
Yeah, the Super Switch. Go old school with it.
Yeah, go for that.
Yeah,
Super
that'd be great.
Switch. Why not? But I think the one thing that we know that we are going to get is still good quality first party games.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I feel like Nintendo have hit the heights with the Switch. I mean, it sold a, a ton of units. Saw
Yeah,
something today like 180 million ish units,
it's crazy. It's
and
still
then
sold on it.
Zelda, yeah, and Zelda's shifted over 18 million units already.
Wow, it's crazy.
Yeah, Mario Kart sold over 60 million units, and counting.
Wow, crazy. Yeah, Mario Kart's always. I don't understand who doesn't own it at this point.
I know. I feel like that as well. How do you not own Mario Kart? It's like surely the first game you buy when you get a Switch. It's like the big thing because you've already got two controllers.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's weird. I can't. So to me, although it's like GTA 5, isn't it?
yeah, true.
Who doesn't own it?
It's literally free on. It was on Game Pass now,
It's on Game Pass now. Yeah,
and it's free on the Epic Game Store on PC recently. Um, it's always on sale. It's just like, how do you not have this?
yeah. I think my cats each own a copy of GTA 5.
Yeah, makes sense. Like I've got
Yeah.
the is it 360 version I've got? No, PS3 version, and then I've got it on uh, PS4. I haven't got the PS5 version yet, but it won't
Dude,
bother. Um,
it is crazy that it's on the 360.
mad, isn't it? So crazy.
Yeah. Like, I cannot believe that it came out then and we still don't have any sort of GTA 6 announcement. It's there, it's real, it's happening, obviously.
Yeah, they haven't announced it now, obviously, but no like actual.
Oh, of course they have announced it, haven't they? Yeah.
Yeah, there's no actual like
Anything.
official footage or anything. Just that leak, which
Yeah.
kind of came out of nowhere, but
That's
it's
like
unfortunate.
pre-alpha, wasn't it, really?
Yeah, super early.
So, I mean, it's obviously going to be unbelievably epic. It's going to look ridiculous. It's going to be enormous. It's going to be amazing, but I can't believe that GTA 5 is actually on Xbox 360 and PS3.
It's mad.
Like, I can't believe it. Like, well, Mario Kart. When did Mario Kart 8 come out? Was that Wii U?
Yeah, that's Wii U. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, because how long has the Switch has been out since 2017?
Yeah. Oh, crazy.
Jeez, they just get. Thing is, they're still getting miles out of Mario Kart because they've just done the expansion pass with 48 new courses. That's literally another game.
Yeah, got 48. That's mental.
48 new courses.
Yeah,
There
crazy.
was only. I don't even. There must have been around that many in the base game.
Yeah, I think there were 48 in the base game. I think 48, 12. So I guess, yeah, I don't even know where, but probably like 30 something. 'Cause I know there's four, like, I think eight, like, Grand Prix and four tracks
Hmm.
in each. Then you've got the mirror modes. So yeah, it literally doubles it, at least.
Yeah. So you literally just plonked another Mario Kart game on top of Mario Kart 8.
Yeah,
Insane.
mental.
Hey, look, more power to them. Get miles out of your games. And let's be fair here, no one's been clamoring for a new Mario Kart because this feels that. I mean, what? It's not going to be any different.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Insane. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Super Mega Edition coming to the Super Mega Powerful Switch next
yeah.
year with
Um,
830 new courses.
yeah, I'll buy it. We'd always all buy it. Let's face it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we're idiots. We would absolutely all still buy it
Uh,
because that's why I do have GTA 3 on PS5.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, because I'm a mug.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all are. Oh, a shiny version of the game that I've played 400 times already. Let's go.
This one's in 4K, 4.5K. So, ooh, that's a
Oh,
half K. Sweet.
oh wow,
Here's
an
the movie.
extra half. So good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So yeah, I hope they don't stray too far away from what we already have because what we already have is pretty close to gaming perfection. Just be more powerful.
Yeah.
There we go.
Exactly. It's what it needs to be.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's any other gaming news to speak of, is there really? It's pretty slow at the minute.
Yeah, nothing major. Let's have a look, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe news. I've done this earlier, but, you know. Baldur's Gate 3 is a whopping 122 gigabytes.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's learning from Call of Duty.
You know, obviously Call of Duty Cold War is on PlayStation Plus or was.
Yeah.
The size of it was ridiculous. There's no single PlayStation 5 player owner out there that has that much hard drive space.
It's insane. Like, why does it need to be that big?
Just let me install the game. I don't want to install Warzone. I don't want to install the rest of the garbage that you make me install with it. Just let me install multiplayer.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be 300 gigabytes. Absolutely insane.
Yeah. Speaking of, actually, I
But
played for the Game Pass reward points. I played a bit of Halo multiplayer because there's a thing there about killing 5 people online. I only installed the first game, so playing some old school Halo multiplayer. And
okay. Oh, is that all you
it
need to install? The first one?
yeah. We did like a big team battle, and I love old school multiplayer games. It's no complicated stuff. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
everyone has the same loadout. It's big map. Shotguns are here. Sniper rifles here. Sticky grenades here. Go.
Yeah.
go kill each other. That's all you need. Whereas nowadays it's okay. We've got 8 classes to choose from. We've got 27 different guns, different
Yeah.
skins, and if you pay us some money, you can unlock a slightly different shade of purple. It's too much to think about.
It's way too much to think about.
Just put me in a room with other guys and let me shoot them all. That's all we need.
Yeah.
At
Don't
least
need classes. Don't need anything else. Just everyone on a level playing field. Let us all shoot each other to death.
yeah, I don't need 100 other people playing two-player games on a massive map.
No.
Just small arena. Just let's go. It's similar with Gears of War, actually. That's another reward back in the day. Gears of War Ultimate Edition.
That wasn't long ago, actually, and I just couldn't find a game.
No? That's a shame.
No.
Yeah, it took me a while, actually. But again,
It
that
might
was
be the time of day that I was playing it, to be fair, but
maybe.
I just couldn't find a game, and I wanted to do that one myself because I thought, oh, this would be really cool to just jump in and have a couple of games of.
Yeah.
I don't. Is that Halo one still live?
Yeah. It's basically a Halo Master Chief Collection. When you go online, you can, if you want to, you can just turn on all Halos and it will just jump into a random game and you'll either be a Halo 1 through Reach. You won't know what you're getting until the game loads, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Or you can choose which individual Halo game you want to play. So yeah, every Halo game is still live. It did take me a little bit to get a game, but not like super long. So are people still playing it?
Yeah, Master Chief Collection is really popular still, and they're still updating it, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, it's great too. If you never obviously played a Halo game, or if you've got nostalgia for Halo, it's great. Literally every game is in there, all remastered, looking great.
Yeah, because you've got everything. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and you've got ODST and Reach is in there as well, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much all of them up to 5.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's great.
Great collection, to be fair. Really good collection.
Yeah, so good.
I remember when it came out, the Master Chief Collection on Xbox One. I played through Halo 1 again because it's awesome.
Nice. Have you seen the mod for Halo on PC called Cursed Halo?
No,
It's hilarious. I'd recommend look. I won't spoil it, but it's they've changed all the guns and enemy types and things like that. It's hilarious. I recommend checking it out.
okay, cool. Yeah, okay. Cursed Halo.
Cursed Halo, yeah. Watching a
Okay.
gameplay um, of it, and it's so funny. I want I want
Did
I
you?
want I want to make a video of it myself because it looks so fun.
It sounds good, like it's going to be interesting. I'll check it out for sure.
Yeah.
Did you install it or did you stream it?
Now I've not played it myself, but I want to maybe do a video on it because it looks pretty.
No, I mean the Master Chief Collection.
Oh, I downloaded it. I tried to
Okay.
stream it, but it said there's going to be a wait time. I was like, whatever. I'll just download it while I play something else.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
It's quite big, isn't it?
It's quite big. If you download it all, I'll just let it download until it said like the game is now ready to play. It's just essentially download the first game. So I thought, what?
Okay.
I'll jump in and play. And yeah, great fun.
Have you played Killer Instinct yet?
Yes, briefly. Just
What did
mashed
you think to it?
like X. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I'm glad they've got the automatic combos on there because
For
otherwise
sure.
I wouldn't stand a chance. But yeah, if you want a quick fighting game experience, get an easy achievement or two,
Yep.
yeah, give it a play.
There you go.
Yeah,
Good times.
yeah.
Are you still keeping up with your Xbox rewards daily?
Yeah, of course. Jumping on there on Bing and getting my searches on there.
Yeah, go on, Bing.
Yeah, I'm quite annoyed. I missed a week on my weekly things on Xbox.
Ah,
It's up to like 72 weeks or something ridiculous. And I just forgot to log in one day, 1 week, because there's one for like logging in 3 days for the week. And I just forgot completely. And yeah, lost my streak, which is a shame.
What was the points like when you get to such a big streak?
It's for every like 10 weeks you get 2,500 points, which is
Okay.
if you break it down like per week, it's not that much, but yeah,
Better than nothing.
bad nothing. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great.
So
No,
do you do
appreciate
the redemption of Game Pass Ultimate monthly?
Yes, I did. But as I mentioned last week, it glitched and gave me a bunch of months all at
Yeah.
once. I was like, well, all right, I'll keep that. So I've cancelled my monthly redemption thing. I'll keep the 8 months until it runs out, and then
Mhm.
go back on it again.
Fair.
Yeah,
No, that's good. Good old Game Pass rewards. I do love it, to be fair.
yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, it's so good. But yeah, right. Top 5.
Right, yes.
I messaged you earlier. I was
Mhm.
like, Finn, let's do a top 5 this week on the podcast. And this week we're going to do a top 5 PlayStation 1 games.
Yes.
Finn knew his off the top of his head. I had to write them down because I have to write everything down now. That's what happens when you get old, like me.
Yeah. I'd have to think about it. I was like, okay, I'm going because the first few were obvious for me. It's like, okay, the last couple, what should I think? I looked down at my game collection down there, and I was like, what to pick? But yeah, no, it's cool.
Awesome. What we'll do, we'll go through like five, we'll go take it in turns.
Yeah,
And we'll talk about the games that are in our list and the reasons that they're there.
makes sense to me.
Yeah. So we'll start with you.
Okay.
What's number 5 for you?
Well, I was trying to think of a fifth game, and up game popped into my head because there's a remaster coming out, or remake even maybe, coming out on PS5, PS4, and everything else. And it's for Star Ocean 2 on PS1.
Okay.
It's a JRPG. And I have a lot of fun memories of playing back in the day. And the remaster looks great. That is a huge bottle you're drinking from.
Got to stay hydrated, dude.
Absolutely.
It is a huge bottle. To be fair, it is. It's bigger than my head.
That's great. But no, it's super good. Old school JRPG. I love it a lot. And just like seeing the remaster made me think, oh yeah, that game is so good. I can't wait to play that again. So yeah, it's just an excellent JRPG from back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah. How about yourself? What's number 5?
For me, our lists are going to be vastly different, by the way.
Oh yeah, clearly.
Yeah, for sure. 5th on my list is ISS Pro Evolution. So it's basically Uh, ISS Pro Evolution 2 specifically. I just think because, you know, at this point, Konami was king of football games and was for a lot of years. But there was
Mm,
something special about the Konami football games on the PS1. So like ISS Pro um, was just something completely different in comparison to what we were used to with FIFA and all the rest of it. And it just gave a better alternative. But
yeah,
ISS Pro Evolution 2, which was the last one for the PlayStation 1, was just an incredible football game, and it had so much content in there. Me and my friends, we played it just absolutely to death. And for me, I've been playing it even recently on my Vita. Like
awesome,
it still holds up now, and it's just still so good. So it's yeah, ISS Pro Evolution 2
nice. I saw you
is
bought
my fifth game.
awesome. I saw you bought a an Xbox 360 Pro Evo actually on Twitter.
Yeah, I have pretty much all of them. I don't the only one I don't have is 2011,
Hmm, that's cool.
which I will pick up when I see it out and about. But I've just, with buying these games now, especially like old school games that from the 360 and stuff, they're just going so cheap. So, spending 50p here and there on these old Pro Evo games, even if you only get like a couple of hours out of them you know, it's worth 50p.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because these were like 40 quid games at one point.
Yeah,
And now you could just buy them for 50p, and it's crazy. But yeah, I love going back and just playing these older football games, and it really sort of makes you appreciate just how good they were and how good certain eras of gaming really were when things weren't maybe so overcomplicated.
yeah. Given everything these days is very complicated.
For
Um,
sure, yeah.
it's a bit like me with wrestling games. Every time I see like a SmackDown versus Raw game or something I haven't got, it's like yeah,
Mm.
get that.
Yeah,
One
I mean, like just today, like WWE All Stars came in the post.
nice, excellent.
And like I put it on and I was like, wow, this actually looks better graphically than the AEW game does. And that is crazy.
Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, I want to make a video one day of just like comparing. Want to buy as many wrestling games or WWE games as I can to compare the rosters, and like see who's appeared in the most wrestling games. If I
Yeah,
predicted
that's pretty
the
cool.
like, yeah,
I've I've been doing a ton of TikTok videos on older wrestling games.
oh yeah,
Yeah, like done a few. I've done the N64 ones, so Revenge and WrestleMania 2000, and I did a No Mercy one today.
nice,
I
awesome.
did Raw 2 from the original Xbox,
Yeah, yeah. I haven't played those
which is
games
a.
actually.
Have you not played those games?
No, I played the SmackDown once, but never played War once.
Oh, you can get them really cheap. You should pick them up because they play on your 360.
Oh, did you?
So if
Oh,
you
of
have a
course, yeah,
360,
yeah,
then you'll be able to play. I have both of them. I have Raw and Raw 2. They're weird games,
yeah.
but they were different. And like I said it in the video that I made for them, that was at a time when every console had its own wrestling game.
Mm,
So like PlayStation had the SmackDown series, GameCube had Day of Reckoning,
mm-hmm.
and
WrestleMania.
Xbox had Raw.
Yeah, it's cool. I
So
like that
yeah,
aspect.
if you've still got a 360, pick up Raw 1 and 2 and just give them a go. It was a really cool feature. So when you hit a finishing move, the double feature thing comes on like it does on actual TV.
Oh yeah, that's
And
cool.
it's the only wrestling game I've ever seen do it, and it's a really cool feature. It's a very small thing, but yeah, it's they're well worth going back and having a look at for sure.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that. I do have my 360 somewhere, so yeah,
There
just
you
dig it
go.
out.
Yeah, literally. I mean, I think I got Raw 2 for like 50p. Same as I think I got both for 50p.
Bargain.
Yeah. So yeah, classic us going off topic. That's just
Yep.
standard for us at this point. What have you got as number 4?
Number 4, I struggled with what all to put all these in. But number 4, I went with Resident Evil 2, which is my first Resident Evil game I played. Probably my first experience with any horror game back in the
Hmm.
day. Um, it's really good. What can I say? There's a reason they remade it on PS4 and 5.
Yeah.
It's just excellent. The atmosphere is really good. Even like the music's really good.
Hmm.
There's the puzzles as well. So I haven't really played anything like that with that type of puzzles. Like I got to find certain keys to certain doors. And then you've got like the statue puzzle. and things like that. It's like it was mind blowing back in the day. God, I never played anything like it.
No, I would absolutely agree with that, and it's actually my number 4 as well.
Oh, nice, great minds think alike.
Yeah, and there's something really special about Resident Evil 2, and yeah, like you said, there is a reason they remade it, but that original PS1 version of Resident Evil 2 is, I think when I think back to the PS1, it's one of the first games that I actually think about,
Mm.
just from the box art and everything about it. I was on 2 red discs. If you
Yeah,
remember, like, the actual design on the discs, because obviously
yeah,
one was Leon, one was Claire. But I feel like, and this the same probably rings true for the first Resident Evil as well, is how far ahead of their time they were.
mm. Yeah,
And
big time.
Resident Evil 2, I think, was probably the one that really showed what these horror games could actually be.
Yeah,
Like playing it from 2 different perspectives and intertwining the story. It was super unique at the time. There was nothing else like it.
yeah, it's crazy. Yes, but yeah, the 2 disc thing is mad as well. Like, and in fact, I didn't even realize it back in the day, but like how you can play one, you know, one of the character's perspective, and then the second playthrough you'll play as the other person's, and it's slightly different.
Yeah.
I don't think I even realized that when I first played it when I was younger. I realized
But
I was
you
like, oh
don't
wow,
know.
cool.
It's one of them things you don't realize. You just like, "Oh, we're just gonna play through this twice, one as one character, one as another."
Yeah,
And you don't realize. But when you sit back and think about, how innovative Resident Evil 2 actually is, you can sort of see why, like, it's held in such high regard. But it's just a phenomenal game. And also for a PS1 game, it looks incredible still.
yeah, really does. And the fact they were able to port it to the N64, it's basically a miracle. Like getting 2 CDs onto a single N64 cartridge is
Mhm.
insane. How did they do that?
Have you ever played that version?
I've not actually, no.
No,
Apparently it's so
apparently, I
good.
mean, it's so expensive. Like,
Oh,
my local CEX has it, and it's 85 quid,
yeah.
unboxed.
Ouch. That's pretty mental.
It's brutal, but yes, you are right. It is some sort of technical miracle that they managed to get that game on the N64, one cartridge.
Yeah, it's mad.
But yeah, what a
That makes
game.
it so good.
So good. What have you got at number 3?
Number 3, I went with Silent Hill. I struggled with all to put these 2 in. And to be fair, to me, they're both equal. Silent Hill, Resident Evil, two sides of the same coin, essentially.
Mhm. Yeah, it was only the first one on PlayStation 1, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, the atmosphere, there's nothing else like it. The fog and the
Mhm.
creepy enemies, the creepy story, just in general. I played it fairly recently on stream. It still holds up. It's so good.
Yeah, it's really good. Now, I didn't play it first time round. I only played it, I think it was fairly recent.
Mm,
I guess this is another game that I have on my Vita that I do eventually want to go and play properly. I played it
yeah,
on my PlayStation Classic. I probably got about a quarter of the way through it, but yeah, you can tell the influence of Resident Evil is there with Silent Hill, but they sort of took Resident Evil's, because obviously with Resident Evil you could see everything that was going on. With
yeah,
Silent Hill, it added that layer of suspense to it. Like, you didn't know what was going to be around every corner because of the fog. But the atmosphere that they created, is, yeah, it's very special. You can see why people want that franchise back so badly.
yeah. It's a different, slightly different type of horror than Resident Evil. Like, there's no jump scares or anything. It's
No,
more like psychological. It messes with your head and
for sure, yeah,
like the sound effects and things like that. It's like I can hear something going on in the background. It's like I know something's coming, but I don't know what it's going to be. And like the radio is
yeah,
static as well. It's like
yes.
yeah, it's great.
Yeah, just such a good game, such a great series.
Yeah,
There's bad games in there for sure.
yeah. The more modern ones aren't super great. But I just hope that the Silent Hill 2 remake is good. I think it needs to be.
If they've learned anything from the Resident Evil remakes, they know, that is the standard bearer for remakes, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. 'Cause, yeah, 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 'cause, yeah,
Resident Evil 2 onwards, because they're all really good in their own way.
Yeah.
You finished 3, didn't you?
Yeah. It's 1, 2, 3. We'll play 4 at some point.
Yeah, 4's great.
Four's
Really, it's such a dumb game. I said it before, but it's such a stupid game when you play it, and you're like, "This is insane. What? How did Resident Evil go from Resident Evil 3 in Raccoon City to this insanity?" It's so crazy, but it's great at the same time.
Yeah, love it.
But yeah, I hope Silent Hill 2 is good as well. Isn't there a HD collection that has it, or
There is. It's not very good because
oh,
Konami.
sure, yeah,
There's a lot of things missing. They fixed the fog, but they fixed it in a way where you can see too much. Like,
Hmm.
because the reason they had the fog in the first place on the PS2 was to hide the what they call it, the depth, because they
Yeah,
obviously couldn't film the whole street all at once. Rendering it all at once on the PS2 because of the graphical limitations.
of
So they
course,
got
yeah.
rid of the fog, but now all you can see is everything pop in because there is no fog to hide it. Um, they changed the voices, and the voices is one of the things that technically the voice acting is better, but it lacks the weirdness of it all. Like it doesn't, because in the original all sounded like off, but it all fit in with the whole atmosphere of the game. The whole game
Sure,
was
yeah.
off, and the voices matched all that. Whereas the remaster was like, I don't know, it sounded like voice acting, if that makes sense. Whereas
It sounded a bit more professional.
yeah, like the original sounded like real people stuck in a real weird situation,
Mhm.
whereas the remaster sounded like voice actors voice acting. If that
Okay.
makes
Yeah,
any
I
sense.
get what you mean by that, yeah.
Yeah, it isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just didn't. It just wasn't the same.
No, that's fair. I mean, if you have fond memories of a game and then they bring out the same game but change it, you're like, "Oh, okay. Why change it?"
There's also just glitchy in general. Like it kept crashing on people, and it's just was a bad port. It's very lazy.
Fair. 'Cause that is actually backwards compatible on Xbox.
Yeah, strange, isn't it? Of all things it
Yeah.
made backwards compatible.
Yeah, really weird. Especially
Yeah,
if it's not good.
yeah. Just play the original. Play it on an emulator if you have to.
Oh, Finn, condoning emulators
This is
as I
legally.
sit here and say that I'm playing all these PS1 games on my Vita.
It's fine.
It's okay, don't worry.
Yeah.
We
Don't
know
worry
that
about it.
we know that emulators are okay.
Yeah. Just make sure you own a copy of the game. Wink, wink.
Yes, make sure you own a copy of the game. Wink, wink, wink. Right, number 3 for me
Mhm.
is SmackDown 2
Nice. Good choice.
because I just feel like it had to be on there. It was revolutionary when it came out. It built on what was already a very good wrestling game in SmackDown, but it
Mhm.
just made it better.
Yeah. It's excellent.
Career mode's awesome, and first it just lasts forever.
Yeah, literally. It's cycles
Yeah,
on.
just
Keeps going.
yeah, just keeps on going, and that is how it should be. Just season after season of wrestling game career mode.
Yeah.
Some funny cutscenes like people getting attacked backstage and yeah, stuff like that. And it was just yeah, the roster was deep, the moves were well animated, the arenas look great. Everything about it is just so fantastic, and
Yeah.
everything that a wrestling game should be. The only thing that was lacking was, the entrances properly, but obviously you did get entrances, but it was just the characters walking in front of a giant, literally the video of their bit of their music.
Yeah.
But otherwise, the game itself was just awesome. It had so many different game modes that you don't even get now, like casket matches. The
Oh,
I
yeah.
Quit match is awesome, where you stand over your opponent with the microphone and actually, he doesn't say anything, but he's holding it.
Yeah.
And then he puts it to, the character puts it to their mouth and stuff like that. And it's just little details like that that meant so much that you don't really get now.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I feel
another game mode in SmackDown 2 that I absolutely adore that again hasn't been in anything since. It was like the hardcore battle royal.
Oh yeah,
So basically, it was like a time limit title match,
yeah,
and the title could change hands as many times as possible within
oh,
that
that's
time
cool.
limit, and then
Yeah.
the person who had the title at the end was the champion.
Oh, it's like that championship scramble match on they did once in WWE where Brian Kendrick was like champion for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
the only other time I remember them doing it was at WrestleMania 2000, where they had a hardcore battle royal.
yeah,
And that I assume that's where the idea for the match in the game came from, and then they put it in the game, and obviously it had fantastic backstage areas as well, because you could go to, like, WWF New York, and you could come flying off a helicopter on the outside
oh,
in the street and stuff like that, and it
yeah,
was just crazy. There was so much great detailed content packed into SmackDown 2, and I don't know, there's some wrestling games from back then that they've just struggled to capture the magic of now.
yeah.
And I felt
Agreed.
the same. I played No Mercy earlier on, and I said on the video that I made that, there are little details there that have just, haven't been replicated. Like the ladder match has probably never been that good since.
True.
And it's weird because, you know, technology has advanced, a hundredfold, and yet there are little things like that they've just not got right since. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's why SmackDown 2 is in there for me. It's still very playable now, still so much fun to play, and yeah, just the sheer amount of great, well detailed content that's in the game, and yeah, I love it, and I think I'll always love SmackDown 2.
yeah. It's a great game. The ladder matches on newer games, pants.
They're awful. The one on the ladder match in AEW Fight Forever could literally be over in about a minute. It's
Wow.
they've
But
just they just haven't got it right. It's cool that it's there, but you can only have a one-on-one ladder match.
yeah, which in 2K they could last an hour, which is
Yeah,
still bad, especially if you've got
yeah,
more
it's
than
that's bad also. Yeah.
yeah, especially if it's playing it's AI and there's more than two of you. It's like it just goes on forever because AI is
Oh,
stupid. It
yeah,
just
have a Money in the Bank ladder match, and
yeah,
it lasts forever and a day.
yeah, it's insane. Need to fix that. Um, but yeah, I agree with you with SmackDown too. It is excellent.
Yeah, it's just awesome the amount of game modes that are in. Even for then the PS1, no other wrestling game on the PS1 had that level of modes.
Yeah,
Got ladder match for the first time ever. You had Hell in a Cell. You got a casket match. I quit match. It's nuts. Honestly, it's so good.
yeah, awesome. Right, so number two, it's probably going to be one of the best games on PS1 and one of the best games just in general, which is Metal Gear Solid, the
Yep.
original Metal Gear Solid, which again I think we talked about recently. And I'll play it on stream fairly recently. It still holds up. It's just there's nothing else like it. Much like Resident Evil 2, much like
Hmm.
anything else we talked about. It's just the story. It's one of those stories that just lasts. It still makes sense now, right?
Yep.
It's like a serious story about war and like nuclear war and just serious topics. And there was nothing else like that at the time. Nothing else had that serious a story
No.
like that grown up of a story at that time. Because back then there was like save the princess, save the world from the evil monsters. And then games like Metal Gear Solid came along and Resident Evil and Silent Hill, and everything starts to change. I feel like this was the catalyst for that change.
Yes, I agree. I mean, I hold Metal Gear Solid in such high regard. It is, on my list, and there's only 2 games left on it, so you can guess where it is. Um, but I hold Metal Gear Solid in such high regard because like you just said, I do hold it responsible for changing the way that I looked at video games. And I think
Mm,
not just the way that I looked at video games, but I think the way that video games were made. And I
yeah,
think Kojima is such a visionary. And then, this game came out, what, 98? There was
yeah,
nothing like it. There's nothing even close to this grown up.
not at
This
all.
level of storytelling, like the for real world stuff. Even this level of character building, even for characters like side characters like Mei Ling.
Yeah,
when really all you did was call her to save the game. Yet you would have these deep conversations with Mei Ling, about just nonsense.
Yeah.
But then you would sit and listen to them because they meant something. They were like there was character building there, and it was there was nothing like it, and it was such a turning point for video games in general.
Yeah. And it's like there's just a gameplay, like the stealth-based gameplay. Again, there's nothing else like it at the time.
No,
It's just in every way it was unique in its own thing, which is
yeah,
it's what made it so special.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I could probably talk about Metal Gear Solid ad nauseum, to be honest. Just how unique it was, everything about it, just from little details like having to find Meryl's codec
Oh
on the
yeah.
back of the box.
Yeah. That confused me when I was when I first played it. As I
Same.
did. As I did for most people.
I was like, "What box? What are you talking about, box? All I've got is a cardboard box. It's not the back of that." Looking through your inventory, like desperately trying to find the Meryl's codec, and you're like,
Yeah.
"What?" But
But then
yeah,
when you find out the answer, it's like, "Oh my god, that's genius.
yeah,
Can't believe it."
and oh my god, I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Of course, the
But
box.
yeah, the actual box.
Yeah.
Yeah, and changing the controller ports to confuse Psycho Mantis. I mean,
Yeah.
even now, that is that. I mean, that's something else. It's mind blowing.
Yeah. That's something else that just wouldn't work now because it's all wireless, so how would that even work?
Well, yeah.
Uh,
How are we going to play? How are we supposed to beat Psycho Mantis when this Metal Gear Solid collection comes out later this year?
Good question, yeah.
Are we going to have to turn on a second controller?
Maybe.
I mean, you know what I mean? But that's how groundbreaking Metal Gear Solid is and was.
Yeah.
Like, still to this day, if you go and play it now, I mean, obviously you have recently, but and I have recently also. But if you were to go back and play it now, you just look at it in awe. You listen to the story, and as you get older, you understand the story more. And I mean, as the series has gone on, obviously it's gotten a lot crazier, and there's more
Mhm.
stuff added to it. But that first Metal Gear Solid is just so incredibly special, and one of the greatest video games ever made.
Yeah. Also, just the fact everything's voice acted, like everything.
Hmm.
It's one of the first games I remember had like actual proper, you know, uh, voices throughout the entire game, and not just for
Hmm.
like the intros or for certain pieces. It's like the whole thing is
Yeah,
voice acted.
and this is gonna sound like a weird thing to say, but everybody's voice had a unique sound to it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean by that? Like, you could hear the voice and be like, "Oh, that's that character." You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Everybody sounded unique. You play a lot of games now where a lot of characters, and to be fair, a lot of people do voice multiple characters in games these days. But
Mm.
Metal Gear Solid, everybody's voice sounded unique and different,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. It perfect sense.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell Naomi from Sniper Wolf.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just and the distinctive voices of Solid and Liquid Snake, both of their voices like are just so distinctive, and I can hear them now. Like just thinking about it, I can hear the voices, and that I think that's just how much of a lasting impression Metal Gear Solid has left on a certain generation of gamers.
Yeah. Big time. Great game. So
Incredible
what's
game.
yeah. So what's your number two?
My number two is Tekken 3.
Nice. Good choice.
The reason that Tekken 3 is my number two is just it took what was so great about Tekken 1 and 2 and built on it and made what is probably the best fighting game ever made.
Yeah. Quite possibly.
There's a lot of great fighting games around now, and there's a lot of great fighting games coming. You've got another Tekken coming, and Tekken 7 was great, but there's something very special about Tekken 3 that I don't think has actually been replicated since.
Mm.
I don't know what it is. Again, fighting games went overcomplicated.
That's true. Yeah,
Tekken
that's
3
very
is from
true.
a time where it isn't overcomplicated. You had your arcade mode where you would complete the game with the base characters and you got to watch all their cool CGI endings. And then you unlocked a whole another ream of characters that you could play the arcade mode with and watch all of their CGI endings.
Yeah,
And, on top of that, you had Tekken Force mode, which was like Streets of Rage.
nice.
And yeah, it wasn't great, but it was cool.
Nice bonus. Yeah.
And then you had the Tekken volleyball mode. And
That's cool.
and it it was just there was just so much content jam packed into Tekken 3. And I feel like this is really before fighting games got very complicated unnecessarily. You had
Yeah,
versus, you had arcade, and then they put the other stuff in there just for fun stuff to do.
yeah. So now it's like, here's your super combo, and it's a super mega ultra combo, and then
Yeah,
you'll finish super duper ultra mega ultra combo. It's like, all right,
yeah,
just give
yeah.
me, like one of those, and we're good.
Yeah, and it's I don't know. This I could still play Tekken 3 now for hours and hours and hours, and
Oh yeah,
still get as much enjoyment out of it as I did then. I mean, it's built into the PlayStation Classic, and when I first got my PlayStation Classic, I remember playing it again and thinking, "This is still just a joy to play." And
yeah,
I know Chris in the Discord, he'll agree with me on Tekken 3. There just isn't anything like it. It's got the perfect cast of characters, all which felt unique to play with.
yeah,
Nobody felt the
so,
same, apart from King and Armor King, but that doesn't count.
yeah,
Um, and it's just, yeah, it's fighting game perfection. Um, and like I said, there's so many great fighting games now, but I don't think there's a fighting game as great as Tekken 3.
yeah. That's
I'll
cool.
die on that hill as well. I will absolutely die on that hill that Tekken 3 is the best.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely fair. It's one of those things. It's whatever you grew up with, right? Because it's Street Fighter fans, and it's
Sure.
Tekken and whatever else, and they're all good. They're all good in their own way.
Yeah,
But
for
yeah,
sure. They are all good in their own way. I think with Street Fighter and is the thing with Street Fighter is there's so many of them. You
yeah,
know, it's
a lot of
very
them are
difficult to differentiate them.
yeah, that's very true.
Whereas
Yeah,
Tekken was king. It really was.
yeah, but I love Tekken. I think I platinum Tekken 7, and
Yeah,
hopefully
Tekken 7 had a very doable platinum trophy.
yeah, hopefully 8 will as well, because 8 looks really good.
Mhm. It looks fantastic, and I think what they're doing now is they are taking Tekken because Tekken 4 was okay. 5 and 6, I have very little recollection of.
Same.
But 7 was really great. Like Tekken 7 is a phenomenal game. Really, really good.
Yeah,
Almost sort of did take Tekken back to its roots. Obviously, you do have the online mode, and the story mode's a little bit convoluted, but um, otherwise Tekken was definitely heading back in the right direction. But yeah, I I have high hopes for Tekken 8. I think it's gonna be awesome. But yeah, for me, yeah, I don't think it'll ever get any better than Tekken 3.
yeah. Tekken 7, get off the tangent again. It's one of the games on they regularly play on up up down down. It's the
Yeah,
wrestling. It's usually Xavier Woods, Jimmy and Jay, Kobe Kingston, and Karrion Cross has been on there a few times as well now. Um, they play it like all the time, and they're really good at it. They've been practicing a lot, and
mm,
just watching, it, I'm like, man, this Tekken 7 was really good, wasn't it? It still holds
yeah.
up now. It's like, man,
Oh god, yeah, it does. Again, yeah, going back to what we were talking about earlier on with the New Japan stuff. There's like New Japan stuff in Tekken 7
yeah, yeah, it's really
because
cool.
you got like Okada's gear for King and stuff. It's really awesome.
Yeah, there's also had a Final Fantasy 15 crossover, so you can play as Noctis, who's the main
Mhm.
character. And I remember watching that recently because it had like the hub area from 15 as one of the arenas. It's
That's
like, oh,
cool.
because I was playing 15 recently. I was like, oh yeah, that was in the game. That's so cool. You see all
Yeah.
the side characters on the watching. Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
Tekken 7 had some really great content,
Yeah.
and it fit in as well. It didn't seem out of place
No,
because
no, it all made
sometimes
sense.
with fighting games they will add this content and it will seem a little bit out of place. But Yeah, Tekken 7 is a really special game, actually. It did really bring Tekken back to the forefront of fighting games, where I think 5 and maybe even 4, 5, and 6 perhaps lost that spark a little bit. Because I think with
Yeah.
4, it had just been done, and then 5 and 6 wasn't reinventing the wheel when other games were doing different things, like Mortal Kombat, for example, at the time was really sort of coming to the forefront of fighting games.
Yeah. I
And
remember
then
Tekken Tag Tournament, which was really good. I remember enjoying
Tag
that.
Tournament's really good. Both of them are good, actually. Both
Yeah.
Tekken Tag Tournament 1 and 2 are both really good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed those.
Yeah, they're good games. But yeah, Tekken 3, wow, is a super special game. I love that era of gaming though. I love the PS1.
Yeah. So good.
So good.
All right. And for number one, fully
I
enough,
already
is
know what it is.
yeah, whatever it is. It's
Yeah.
Bubsy 3D, of course. Uh,
Of course it is. To be honest, I was either going to be that or Gex 3D. I wasn't sure.
yeah, yeah, of course. No, that's that's one I need to get and play on YouTube. Anyway, no, number one, of course, is Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah.
Much like Metal Gear Solid and everything else we talked about, it's one of the first games to have like a proper, meaningful story. But which again still holds up today. Um, and yet the characters was extremely likable. The remake is still likable now. People still love them.
Yeah, yeah.
It still absolutely holds up. I know a lot of people don't like turn based, but even if you don't, I'll still say give it a try. And if you enjoy the remake and haven't played the original, I highly recommend playing it just to see the differences and just to give more context to everything that's going on. It's very hard
Mhm.
to say why without giving spoilers, but you should play the original. Chris, you
You
should play
should
the
play the
original.
original. I've got it
Uh,
on Switch.
yeah, it's so good. It gives some, yeah, everything makes sense. It's also the prequel. Crisis Core, which came out recently, the remaster of it, remake. It's also really good. Um, and yeah, there's a reason why this spawned so many prequels, sequels, films, and spin-offs and everything else. It's just so good. Everyone loves it. I think when you see people talk about their favorite Final Fantasies, I think it's seven's almost always at the top. Because obviously 8 and 9 were really good as well. 10, 8, 9, and 10 are like the ones people talk about the most. But 7 for me is the one that started it all for me.
Mhm.
And for a lot of people.
I I have fond memories of Final Fantasy 7. It was, I played it on the PlayStation back way back then, didn't understand it.
That's fair.
Um, but it wasn't the kind of game that I really played back then.
Yeah,
I
that's fair.
was more actiony and stuff like that, and Final Fantasy was just something completely different for me at that time.
Yeah.
So probably didn't appreciate it then as much as I do now. And I've played it on Switch um, fairly recently, before the remaster came out, before the remake came out, should I say? And it is something that I do want to go back and play through because it's got that art style that I absolutely adore. Now, and I can't. I've said it on our podcast before, but loads of games had it back then. Where Resident Evil had it, Silent Hill had it, whereas like the characters didn't quite fit in with the surroundings.
Yeah.
Like the surroundings were like super polished and had great reflections and was great. And then the characters were like little like
Blobs.
blobs on the screen.
Yeah.
But Final Fantasy VII is firstly it's beautiful now.
Hmm.
Yeah, the characters are during gameplay they're blobs.
Yeah.
They're
It's
blobs with
spiky,
hair
fluffy.
and different
Yeah.
clothes. But the environments are stunning. The
Yeah.
music is stunning. Turn-based combat was everything back then.
Oh yeah.
So I do think people should go back and experience Final Fantasy VII that way, and play it with the turn-based combat because that is that original game is obviously the reason why people have so many fond memories of the franchise as a whole. You don't really hear people talking about Final Fantasy 1 through 6.
Yeah.
But 7 is literally the standard bearer of JRPGs as we know them now. And yeah, I think Final Fantasy 7 is just once in a lifetime game.
Absolutely.
Never, nothing will ever have, in terms of role playing games, that big of an impact ever again.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. But yeah, I can't stress enough. If you enjoyed the remake, you should definitely play the original. It gives so much context to everything. And I can't say why because it's a huge spoiler. But just do it. Play it. Do it.
Yeah. You should absolutely play it. I feel like it should be one of those bucket list games.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
You
it should
need
be
to have
one of
played.
them.
Yeah,
And
big time.
you know, I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not a JRPG enthusiast, but the only thing I can think to even being that sort of inspirational in terms of an RPG is maybe Persona 5,
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think
because
Persona. You can say either Persona 4, Persona 5, depending on when you got into it. Because Persona 4 was pretty huge for the PS2,
Mhm,
and then Golden came out on the Vita, which I think was the main reason people bought a Vita back in the day was to play Persona 4 Golden.
sure.
And then for people who skipped 4, 5 was the big one, which again it knocked it up to the next level,
Yeah,
made it more mainstream. So yeah, I'd say I'd agree with that actually. For 5 being the a big introduction to JRPGs for people.
yeah, definitely. And it was for me as well. I mean, again, probably the last turn-based RPG I played before Persona 5 possibly was a Final Fantasy game from the PlayStation.
Yeah,
I
makes
don't
sense.
count Stick of Truth, even though
Oh
that is technically
yeah,
one.
yeah,
But yeah, I just think that Final Fantasy is a once in a lifetime inspirational game that nothing will ever be that inspirational ever again, because it inspired an entire generation of role playing games and was the standard bearer for an incredibly long time,
yeah, absolutely.
and probably is the standard bearer for turn based RPGs now.
Yeah, agreed.
So yeah. I knew that'd be your number one. I knew it would be. It would have been on an honorable mentions list if I had one, for
Yeah.
sure. But it's it's outstanding. That would be an honorable mention. Gran Turismo would be up there because again, that was incredibly influential
Oh yeah, big time.
on how racing games are made now.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, if you look back at the PlayStation One, and you look, some of the games that we've reeled off there are literally sort of defining moments in gaming.
yeah,
Metal
easily.
Gear, Final Fantasy VII, Gran Turismo.
Huge turning points, huge influential games. Like
Sure.
N64 had its own games, of course, like Mario 64, but they were influential in different ways. You know,
Yeah,
a game like Mario 64, which had its own, brought platformers up to its own level. It made 3D
y-
platformers what they are now.
for
And
sure.
then
Yeah.
games like Metal Gear Solid made action games or stealth games or story based serious
Yeah.
story
And
based games that
it's
they are now. So
almost like what GoldenEye did for multiplayer shooters.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah. And it's crazy, really, when you look back at that generation of gaming, just how much influence it has over what we play now.
yeah, absolutely.
But it's insane. But the PS1, wow, what a time, man. What a time.
Yeah. Also, I even mentioned Symphony of the Night, Castlevania would be an honorable mention. For sure. Didn't play it until
Mhm.
360. Um, but yeah, just that has inspired so many games.
Oh
That's
my
why
God.
most indie games now are Metroidvanias because of that game.
Yeah. Because of
Uh,
that game. Yeah.
yeah,
It's actually insane, the level of Metroidvania games since that are inspired by that. Like
yeah,
how that influence that Castlevania Symphony of the Night has had, like that reach that it's had, is actually pretty mind blowing.
yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. But yeah, so there you go. That was a good conversation about the PlayStation One.
Yeah, awesome. Good times.
Yeah, PS2 is going to be difficult though, dude.
Oh yeah, there's a lot to choose from.
Oh my god, there is a lot to choose from. But that'll be a conversation for another day, and it'll be
yeah,
all good.
Absolutely.
All good. So yeah, I'll tell you what does look good actually. Just speaking of RPGs, I think it's called Sea of Stars.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It's like a old school JRPG. I think there's a demo for it
Yeah,
on PSN actually. Thinking about it.
yeah, it's coming to. It's coming to Game Pass and the PlayStation Plus on day one.
Nice, even better.
So I saw it on a Game Ranks video that I was watching a couple of days back,
Oh
maybe
yeah,
even yesterday. I can't remember, but I watch a load of their videos at the minute. I just love them. I don't know why, but yeah, I'm gonna play that for sure because it looks really good, and there was something about the art style that just sort of grabbed me, and I thought, oh, this looks really great. I'm gonna have a look at that when it comes out
yeah. It's got
soon
reminds
as
you of
well. It's really soon.
nice. It reminds you of a Chrono Trigger a bit on Super Nintendo.
Yeah,
It's really good. Yeah,
yeah.
I'll check that out.
I
Love
as
that
soon as
game.
I saw it, I thought that would be something that you will very much enjoy.
Absolutely, because there was that Chained Echoes, which is also on the Game Pass, which is very similar to this.
Mm,
It's also very good. So yeah, I'll check that out for sure.
awesome. One game that I always like the look of that never really played is Octopath Traveler.
Yeah, that's really good as well. Yeah, again, that's a 2D like NES Super Nintendo style game.
Mm.
Yeah, turn-based RPG. You get different characters to choose from. You can choose them in any order, play as whoever you want, and I think they all converge like halfway through and like towards the end. Um, yeah, it's cool. It's very unique. And the second one came out fairly recently. Um,
I think the first was
yeah,
on Game Pass.
it was. It's not on them anymore.
Oh, it's not on there
Um,
anymore. Okay.
no, it's on Switch or Xbox, not on PlayStation for some reason. Um,
Yeah, weird.
yeah, it's very strange. The new one is,
Mm,
but yeah.
mm.
But it's worth looking at if you're into old school RPGs. It's yeah, worth a look.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything else that you want to talk about?
I think that's about it. To be honest.
All right, there we go. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Really enjoying this at the minute. Really sort of, yeah, it's really sort of getting me back into it again.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. Looking forward to recording again next week, and just yeah, love talking about video games. It's the best.
Me too. So fun.
Yeah. So this has been episode 2 of Something About Games, a Team Games and Grabs podcast, available on all podcast services everywhere,
Everywhere.
and youtube.com/a at Something About Games 23. Wow, when did that get so difficult to say? Cheers, YouTube. But yeah, new episodes out every week. Go follow us on Twitter at AboutGamesPod.
Yep.
Sort of hammering that currently. Go join our Discord. Go follow Finn at DFinnSteel, and you can follow my solo account as well, Sunny_club. Also, Finn is still putting videos out on his own YouTube, youtube.com/at DFinnSteel.
That's right. If you like PS1 games, I've just done a video about unboxing or unbagging. It came in a bag. Old school PS1 games, mystery games. So I didn't know what they were before I opened them. And it was a lot of fun. And they're very interesting games we got. Worth a watch.
Go check that out. Finn's putting out good quality videos all the time. So it's awesome. And you can follow me on TikTok for some gaming stuff, which is TikTok. Well, if you just search for at SunnyG_comms, I think that's what it is. Let me just double check actually when I think about it. I don't want to. But yeah, I'm sort of I'm trying to put videos out daily, only very short videos. Yeah, SunnyG_comms, very short videos, just all about different stuff.
Cool. Yeah, I'll put links to everything in the description. If any of that sounds interesting to you, check it out. Check the description.
Yeah, absolutely do that. And I'll get better at doing this outro for sure as the weeks roll on. But thank you very much for listening. It is very much appreciated. Thank you for sticking with us. My name is Sunny G, and I've been with Finn Steele.
Arigato.
And brilliant. And we'll see. And we'll see you next week. Take it easy, guys. Goodbye.
Thanks very much. Goodbye.